What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Live Beyond Average podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Miller, recording episode 205 today. It's December 30th, 2024. We're looking at the end of the year. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve, an exciting time of the year. And I wanted to share some things with you guys today that I have been feeling, some things that I'm going to be doing, and some things that I'm going to do. And so this is just an important piece, and I really feel the need to share this. From about the second half of 2024 on, I was really feeling this pull to start dreaming again and to be dreaming bigger dreams. Part of this was like I did when I was younger, to really dream scary dreams. I would call them scary dreams when they seem so big that they're unaccomplishable. I used to tell myself all the time and love that and enjoy that. And I don't know the last time I really thought that over the last several years. And I was really reminded of this piece being brought back and remembering that to just be crazy with the dreams and really just be outrageous with them. Almost like when I was younger, I wanted to play professional basketball. And I put years and years and years of hard work into that. That yielded a result and yielded a success in basketball, but also in so many other areas of my life that if I wouldn't have dedicated that type of time to that, I wouldn't have accomplished these other things in my life. And so sometimes the dream pans out to be different than what we originally looked at. But regardless, the dream took us places in our life that matter. And even just business-wise, you know, when I was out of college and just dreamed about putting together a TV show and starting this other business, doing that, it just organically happened. I really didn't try to do these things, but I dared to dream some crazy stuff. And then we filmed 8 seasons of a TV show. And so things got crazy because you dream crazy. Part of this is letting go. You know, after I started feeling that in the spring and summer really part of that was being given permission to dream again like that. I really felt God was telling me that, was just to really, hey, you can dream again. You can be outrageous again. You can do those things. And part of that, before that, I was even feeling this pull of closing down the supplement part of our business, the Seeker supplements. And when I started feeling that, it was really giving me then permission to let go of things in the past and not marry ourselves to these things that aren't serving us and propelling us forward the way they once were. They were there to serve a purpose for a season for us, for a time. But then a lot of times what I see is people or even myself, will get married to these things that were supposed to be for just a time. And so a lot of times it takes even looking at something that has been successful or is being successful for us, and that's the supplement company for me, was looking at something that I had put 5.5, 6.5 years of work in, a little bit more than that because I was doing all of this studying and things like that for years prior to gain the knowledge of supplementation. And then 5.5 years of actual being in business. And so like letting something go like that is difficult because it's a pride hit. In our mind, our ego tends to go into our decisions where our ego goes, well, people will think you failed at it, or, you know, all of these things, or I can still make it work and I can make more money on this. And so the ego can get in the way of then dreaming something else that's even bigger or going to impact even more. And so it was really letting go of that and being like, dude, no, it was amazing. You learned so much. You crushed it. You started this company from absolutely zero, nothing, and built it to X, Y, Z. And so it was really taking that step back, being patient. And that decision was literally like a year-long decision. But then what I was hearing and feeling there mid-year really then solidified it when I was just feeling that permission. And then at the end of the year, as I was really wanting to move forward with some new ideas and just being creative again, I really felt that the Lord was saying to me, like, wrap this up. Put an end to it, because I have supplements that they don't expire for another year. And so I could keep, even if I'm not going to create new stuff, I could sell for another year, make full margin profit on these things. We have no debt in our company. And I really just felt like he was telling me like, just, hey, I want you to shut this down by the end of the year. I want you to close shop. And so we've just sold everything at such a discounted rate to close down. Tomorrow is the last day, really. And I really felt like it was the end of this chapter that needed to happen before moving into this next thing. So sometimes when we're given this permission to dream again, or you start dreaming big again and just doing that, being outrageous and audacious, I love that word, the audaciousness to do it. Sometimes it means letting go of some past things and letting go of some older things that until they're done and they're shut down and finished, we can't fully then step into the next thing. So that's something to really think about there. Dream bigger things that seem impossible. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to really be dedicating some time today and tomorrow, especially to do this. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Is take some dedicated, uninterrupted, quiet time, maybe turn on some light meditation music type of a thing, just some ambiance or whatever, and dedicate some really quality time into dreaming bigger and going inward and asking yourself some tough questions of like, what is it that I actually want? What is it are some things that my heart's desire for myself that even if you admit to yourself, you feel guilty about because society has told you or somebody has told you along the way that you shouldn't want that for yourself, or you should be happy with your 9 to 5, or you should be content with what you have. There's desires within our heart that are placed there because they're placed there. And you have to get to this point of being alone with yourself and searching for those things that you've suppressed for so long, that you have desire for, that you have passion for, that you find exciting and important. And a lot of times that's where inventions come from. A lot of times that's where inspiration comes from. A lot of times that's where all these wonderful ideas and businesses start, or musicians are born, or poets, or books are written. It's so important to dream the audacious dreams that seem bigger than you can accomplish on your own. Why is that? Because when you start dreaming something bigger than you can accomplish on your own, or what you believe you can accomplish on your own, that requires you to attach a faith to that dream that God will then partner with you to make that happen. This is the key piece I feel like is missing quite often, is that when something starts seeming like it's too big to dream, then we back it off and we go, okay, well then I don't know. I'm not sure if I can dream that. Like, oh, you want to buy that investment property and it seems like it's way too much money. You want to buy multiple investment properties and you're like, dude, I don't even have the money to buy one investment property. How could I possibly do that? Then that's the dream you need to dream. Because it takes a faith for you to attach to that things will happen in your life that'll put you down a path, that those things will happen. The attachment of your faith to the desire of your heart is what will make a dream come into reality. I'm going to be writing a lot of mine out. I haven't done that in a lot of years. I used to do that all the time. Because most of the time I just had one big thing in my mind. I didn't need to write it out. But there's a lot of things, and there's sometimes I think when you start dreaming really, really big, there's a lot of things. I'm not going to put a limitation. Well, I picked one really big thing, and I don't want to be greedy. No. That's not what this is about. All of the things, all of them, all of these things that you desire, all of these big dreams, all these exciting pieces, all these things that you want to come to pass, I want you to take down and write them down. I'm going to be writing down all of mine. One, because I want to be taking record. Because I'm going to attach my faith to all of them, and I'm going to watch them all come to pass. Or watch them come to pass in a way that maybe I didn't think they were going to, and then they did. Over the course of days, weeks, months, and years, I'm going to have a record of all of that. I want to encourage you to do that as well. And then I'm going to break down some of these things that are on me to accomplish. And so on some of these things that I know, like, hey, this is going to take the daily work and the dedication, the commitment over and over again, like putting up shots in the gym. Not just these half-butt shots, these half-ass shots at kind of games. No, like game speed. And not just putting up the shots, but making them. make your shots every single day. Make a certain amount. And so there's things that we're responsible for making happen, our end of it. We have an end of it. And then like when we attach our faith to, we get to the end of our rope, we get to the end of our commitment, we attach our faith on what then the rest that has to happen. I always love this saying, and part of it's true, maybe part of it's not true, but I still love it. In the old movie, The Red Fern Grows, the kid wants to buy 2 hound dogs and their family's dead broke poor. How the heck are you going to make that happen? And the grandpa, I think it's the grandpa that says to the kid, and the kid's like, well, I've been praying and I've been praying and I've been praying and I just haven't gotten these hound dogs. And the grandpa says something along the lines of, hey, you do your part and God will do his part. Or he says it maybe your half and his half or something like that. I don't know if that's necessarily true, like it has to be 50-50. But there's a part that we play. Sometimes the part is just having faith and it's nothing else past that. But then there's other times where it does take some things along the journey that we have to put effort into, because that's the partnering part. We're partnering with the Lord to watch things come to pass, to create. It's called co-creation for a reason. And so the attachment of faith into even just some of our parts, I love that. And that's not a reliancy on ourselves. It's actually a big reliant on doing what the Lord wants us to do. I mean, Jesus even said, I don't want to get all preachy in here, but he even said, like, I only do things that I see my Father doing or saying. I only say things that I hear the Father saying. And so we should be really doing that same thing on, hey, I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, it was placed here in my heart. It was placed here, so I'm going to be doing that because I know that's what the Father wants me to be doing. I know that's what he has placed in me. There's a confidence and there's an assurance that comes with that again, attaching our faith to matters. And so I just want to encourage you so much that take the time today and tomorrow to do this, to dream, to sit in quiet and really be audacious in your dreams again, and to really take time to write them down, to not limit yourself, to really just abolish this limitation that we place on ourselves and abolish the limiting mindset that we place on ourselves, because it's not greedy. It's actually what we're supposed to be doing. Because when we're becoming who we actually are and our identity starts to rise into who we actually are, that's how people around us get changed, and that's how they receive permission to be who they are. That's how the world changes. That's how the cosmos change. That's the Romans 8 if you've never read that. So you guys, I love it. Let's rock 2025 together. I hope this encourages you to take some time out for yourself, knowing that time for yourself and accomplishing the things that you desire do change the world for the better. Have a great rest of your day. Share this with somebody that you feel like needs to hear it, and we'll talk to you soon.